Everybody, and welcome back to Felsbrunn. We have a busy day of contract work in store for us. Just over here on field 19, doing a little bit of weeding, and got Animal HUD up, just taking a look at how our animals are doing. The sheep are producing quite nice. We're actually working our fourth pallet since putting them down just yesterday. So probably before we do too much more work, I'm going to move the 3 pallets off of the staging pad. That way, if for any reason it goes and wants to spawn another pallet, we'll be able to do that. Weeds seem to have infected the valley here. We had crazy weed growth. Did get our field flipped around, got it cultivated, and got it planted. Need to put fertilizer on it one more time, I think. And we've got a couple fertilize missions to do, and then we're going to try to do a bunch of seeding contracts. But the first goal is to get over $15,000 in the bank, because I've got some bulk silos I want to put down, and it will help us out tremendously, because the bulk silos are priced at about 50% what the seed and fertilizer costs are per pallet. So obviously lower expenses equals greater income when it comes time to be talking about doing fertilized contracts and such. But the first goal is, of course, to try to get to a point of, let's get rid of these, is to get to a point where we are able to afford those, because they cost about $15,000 a piece. If you remember, our goal on this particular map is to be debt-free. So I could easily take out a $30,000 loan and put those 2 buildings down. Probably make that money back in a day or 2 of contract work, and probably selling our wool and such forth. But that would be against the goals of this particular series, and that is to be totally debt-free for the entire duration. Just going to have to earn it before we can spend it. Should be just about done here. Then we can move on to the next bit of work. Weeding contracts don't seem to pay out a ton, but since we've got a weeder, there aren't any real expenses associated with them. It's all good. And there we are. Let's go ahead and take a look. Clicked our $722. See, we've got a bunch of seeding missions here. Got a couple transporting jobs we could take out to help us get to that $15,000. And I think there may have been a cotton harvest mission. Take a look at that. Yeah, let's go ahead and move these 3 pallets out of the way. I looked at the store price, or the prices screen, and I wasn't really impressed with the price that they were going to give me for wool. I don't know what the ongoing price is on hard mode, but I mean, the wool prices were not the greatest. Right there, $703 per 1,000 liters. And if I'm remembering correctly, I think the The pallets are now just 1,000 liters. They used to be 2,000, but now they're 1,000. So that's so, you know, just $700 per pallet is not that attractive. Unless, of course, that is the new norm for hard mode pricing. So we'll just have to keep an eye out for that and see what the hard mode pricing really is. You all, what kind of prices have you all seen? Are you playing on hard mode first off? And if you are, what prices have you seen with respect to wool? Like I said, I haven't. This is my first time actually owning sheep, other than when I did the how-to. So I really haven't been keeping an eye on them or not. Let's see if we can't. Yeah. Just gonna put these here. We're not going to use our cedar anymore for a while, so we'll just down here. See how well we can do the rest of these. If this works, I'll show you. I'll tell you a little trick that I'm using. Learned it pretty late in Farm Sim 17. Do in-cab pallet work with the default stole stuff. Oh yeah, look at that. Alright, so if you look real close on the left, there's a little rod that's going up and down as I raise and lower the bucket, or the forks. Okay? When that rod is just vanished within its, in the little tube that it rides in, then the stole forks are level to the ground. Okay? So I can't, so basically at that point the forks are about as level as they're going to get to the ground. So now you can see the rod is up, so the forks are pointed up. Rod disappears, the forks are down. There's the rod poking through. Now the forks are basically level. Then I use the right in front of the hood is that little I guess front loader guard, the brown bit. Basically I'm trying to line it up between those two bales, so that means that I am basically centered on the pallet. Lower the forks until I see the front end just start to pick up. Then I pick them up a little bit. And once the pallet just nudges just a little bit, I know I'm all the way in. Look at that. That was pretty good. Yeah, if we've only got $2,100 here, I'm going to hold on to these for a little bit and just see if we might be able to earn a little extra money by holding on to those bales for a little bit longer. Let's go see if we can't maybe do a haul job. They don't take too much time. Transport company to the village sawmill. There, right across town. Be easy to do that, and we'll do the one for the oh, what is it? I think there's one for the some bed and breakfast or something. That'll give us another $4,000, and that'll put us really darn close to that silo that we want. Of course, we need to have a little cash to why that's not coming up for me now. Any rate, we'll go work on get this taken care of down here at the shop. What? What's going on here? What is that? Activate object, yep. Square. Let's see if that. Alright, well, I'm going to have to try to figure out what on earth is going on here so I can get this trailer reconfigured. Alright, well, I don't know what was going on there. I exited the game, came back in, wouldn't work. Took keyboard steer out, took animal HUD out. Those were two that I had recently updated. And came in, still didn't work. Took out the workshop mod, the toolbox mod, and then it worked. So just for funsies, I activated them all back again, and it's working. So I don't really know what was the. At any rate, it's just over. Thankfully, we can do it here without costing us any money. Alright, well, we are just about done. We've done 3 contracts so far. Took, looked like milk jugs from transport company over to, I really don't know where we took it to, but it sure did sound like a lot of horse sounds. And then we took a bunch of 16. Probably because they're stacked. Took a bunch of suitcases from carpentry, which is a rather interesting thing. I think that was 6 pallets of suitcases from the carpentry to the hotel. And then from carpentry again, here we are with 5 pallets of boxes down here at what they're calling the ranch. And there we go. Right. Now we've got enough for one of our fill triggers. And I had a bunch of sewing missions, but I had to cancel them all because, well, I was sure I said I was going to borrow cedar. And when I was driving by the shop to come down here to this contract, I noticed that there was no cedar at the shop. I was like, what is it? I'm not going to use my little 3-meter cedar to do like 8 fields. So I canceled them all. Most of them didn't come back, so they might come back if I exit and reload, but that's okay. We'll got a couple fertilized missions, so I'll put down a fertilized tower. That'll give us half-price fertilizer. And the fertilized missions, they pay off really good anyway. So if we're going to spend half of our money going forward on fertilizer, well then that's all the better. We'll that. Put down our fertilizer silo. Put a little bit of fertilizer in our spreader, and we'll do a mission contractor to that fertilizer, so then we'll have more money, put even more fertilizer in it, basically work at that point. We also picked up another weeding contract. That's the word I'm looking for. Weeding. Pallet is 3/4 full. It's quarter full when we dropped it off, or when we left here this morning. Drop our arms. And let's take a look at this fill silo. I'm going to put down fertilizer. Where are we going to put it? Ever get a silo? I was put it. That'll work. Let's fill this up until we are... There we go. That's enough money. Now we want to fertilize field 19, 11, and 16. 19. 16. We can do that. Fertilize 19 and 11. See how much fertilizer we go through. something else that I want to do with this particular spreader is I saw Mr. Sealy P did a video on basically the spreaders with the extension arms versus the spreader without extension arms, and apparently the spreader with extension arms was able to fertilize more with less, or was able to fertilize same sized field, less fertilizer usage. Once I can afford to upgrade this thing, I'm going to put those arms on it to increase the spread distance, which will at that point help us even more with our expenses. Be able to do the fertilizing contracts most effectively at that point, because we'll be using the least amount of fertilizer and spreading it over a maximum amount of land. Best part about these contracts is they don't take hardly any time at all. So we'll just lock our steering here and just run down the lane. Well, that works out. Once again, we're going to pay attention to when we get a contract complete message up here. We don't want to use any more fertilizer than we absolutely need to, or to complete the contract. Moment. Okay. 18. Pay us out pretty good. It's too much fertilizer at all on field 19. Might be able to fertilize all three of these fields with the load of fertilizer that we've got. Half of our crop came up. Okay. Beat barley. $8,000 for that job, $3,400 for that job. So it's, and we've already got 2,500, 700 in the bank. So that's 15. So that's going to be $12,000 right there. 12,000 plus that one, so that's 13,000. So if we are, if we're careful, we should have enough money to buy the other silo here, maybe by tomorrow. Like I said, these contracts take no time whatsoever. One day I think I probably earned about 30 to 40,000 in just doing fertilized contracts. Did probably 7 or 8. I did quite a number of them, but they pay out very, very. I would expect the seeding contracts to pay out fairly well also, if you can get yourself a good deal on the seed. That is key. Just there. Oh boy, it has been a long day, both in game and in real life. Off. So, guys, let me know in the comments, what are you all thinking about the competition series, and what maps are you all maybe thinking about wanting to see maybe a play series on? Really thinking that this very well may be the actual last episode of the Felsbrunn series, given the fact that I am really busy with the competition that's going on, while at the same time working on some other projects that popped up since we started the competition. Let's go this way. I am expecting that by the time we get done the competition, there's going to be some good maps out that are going to want to draw me into playing those as opposed to coming back to this. So this very well may be the last Felsbrunn episode that we see here on the channel. Take a little shortcut here. Well, looks like somebody didn't get around to harvesting their soybeans, or sunflowers, I should say. Let's field 16. Pay us a nice bit of money to fertilize this one. Alright guys, well I'm going to go ahead and let you go for now. So let me know in the comments what you thought of the video. If you liked the video, please go ahead and click that like button. And if you're not a subscriber, please go ahead and subscribe. We have Let's Play videos. We've got live streams, mod reviews, and map reviews in the channel. So there's plenty of content to keep your interest. And until next time, happy farming.